Hey everyone, we are officially live and back for 2023 for our Sunday weekly warm up. This is exclusive to our private Facebook group. I know we did this all last semester, but welcome to the new year. We are so excited to be here every single Sunday to celebrate the week ahead, get you prepared, bring in new faces, do some fun announcements, and all that jazz. We'll be right back here to get to talk shop with obviously Brad Hughes, who is here with us like always. And we also have Andrea from the Teach Better team joining us. In addition to that, do not forget that this is exclusive to our private Facebook group streaming on Sundays. So anytime you comment or like something, everyone can see your engagement. This is a great spot to share resources, ideas, anything in between, because it's not just about who's on screen, but how you can actually engage with our entire community every single Sunday. You can also catch this recording and also as an episode of Teach Better Talk podcast on Mondays, where everybody gets access. But we like to stream live here with our intimate Teach Better family in this group over at teachbettergroup.com. We'll be right back to get into the show. Hey everyone, we are back live here for the new year for Sunday Weekly Warm Up. We have Brad Hughes with us. My name is, of course, Ray Hewart, and our guest today is a very well-known team member that all of you know and love. Andrea Coach-Brenner is here with us. So hi, friends. How y'all doing? Happy Sunday.
Hello. Thank you for having me, friends.
Happy Sunday and Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to all of our Teach Better family here in the Teach Better group. And Andrea and Ray, what a great way to kick off 2023 with our first Sunday show of the new year. And lots of fun, lots of great information to share, lots of good information to share, and maybe some teaser information to come.
Can you believe that we've not been live since December all together for the show? Like Sunday Weekly Warm Up, I feel like is how I reset for the week. Taking 2 weeks off, I was not a fan. We got to keep the show going.
It was a year ago, Ray, that you and I tracked Santa on Christmas Eve.
Oh,
I really missed that. I thought maybe we could maybe just pop in and do a surprise show together just to track Santa on his journey across the sky to bring presents to little ones like that Andrea that you have at your place.
Yes. Santa was very good to us this year, for sure.
I feel like we need to do like a full recap. Not only we'll do intros, of course, like always in the show, but then we all need to like back up and be like, hey guys, how was the last 2 weeks? Because we've missed you. I'm so thrilled that Stacy's in the comments. Stacy, so glad that you're able to pop in. And everyone else, feel free to comment. We'd love to have you a part of this conversation. You know, Andrea, I know everyone should know you because you've been around like for eternity, but if let's pretend we have new friends here with us, will you mind sharing a little bit about what you do in education and kind of who you are?
Sure. So I'm Andrea, and I am from the Chicagoland area in the suburbs, and I am a middle school English teacher, currently taking some time off to stay home with my 2 babies and continue my work with the Teach Better team. So technically, I am a training and development specialist. I think that's correct. That's my fancy title. But my main focus is working on our Teach Better Academy. So hopefully some of you have taken some of our courses or you will plan on it. We offer amazing free PD from everything from classroom management to the grid method to social emotional learning. We have whatever you need. I guarantee we have a course for it, or we're going to be making a course for it. And then my favorite job is getting to run the Teach Better Ambassador program. And I see a lot of our ambassadors in the comments. Shout out to Stacy, Nikki, Hannah, Danielle, yay. We just brought on a new group. I know we'll get to that probably in a little bit. But I get to manage amazing educators all across the United States and beyond. We have people from Canada. We have people overseas. So it's pretty amazing.
Okay, I'm already feeling like somebody needs to be making an agenda for us today because I'm like, okay, wait, now we also talk about the ambassador program. Brad, I hope you have notes over there that you are taking for the show.
Copious notes here and taking lots of notes to Teach Better Academy, Teach Better ambassadors, at home, little ones at home, training and development. And Andrea, I mean, you are really the hub for so many incredible interactions, both through the Academy and the Ambassador. And I think it just really speaks to the wonderful, attractive, warm quality that you bring to everything that you do
Aw.
with the team and everything that you do as an educator as well, Andrea.
Well, thank you so much. That was very kind, very sweet. I'm lucky I get to work with all these amazing people.
No, we're lucky, so lucky to have you. More to come with that. Brad, I feel like it's because it's the new year, you should
Yep.
like reintroduce yourself as well. I know that I've said your name 19 times already, but maybe people don't know who you are, even though you host the show.
I'd be grateful to reintroduce myself to everyone, Ray. Happy 2023. My name is Brad Hughes, and like Andrea, I'm a training and development specialist with the Teach Better team. I'm also a elementary school principal here in Ontario, Canada. It's my 30th year as an educator, and right now I'm celebrating, looking forward to returning to school tomorrow with my wonderful school community, around 300 kids that I serve from pre-kindergarten to 6th grade. And I'm part of a family of 4 here in Waterloo, and I love my work with Teach Better and love my work here on the Sunday weekly warm up as well with you, Ray, and with all of our wonderful guests.
So fun. I'm telling you, my favorite part of our Sunday show is that it is exclusive to our private group. If you are not a part of our private group and you're catching this recap video, you can join it by just going to your URL or search bar and type in teachbettergroup.com. It'll redirect you to our group. But right now, the comments are overflowing with people just saying hello, happy Sunday. And Brad, it's just such a good feeling to get people together, not only for us to talk here, but for them to talk to each other, share resources and ideas in the comments, which is like having 2 shows happening at once, which is really enjoyable.
Well, this was exactly the idea, Ray, of the Sunday weekly warm up, was to bring people together in a space where we could lift each other up, where we could provide reassurance, some fun, just some friendly faces, an opportunity to come together. There's value added later if you want to join us later. I mean, our recording will be on all the socials. It'll be part of a Teach Better Talk podcast later. But the real power and hopefully the real fun is coming together in real time and just getting to reacquaint each other with what's going on, how your week has been. And as some of our participants are identifying too, we wanted to find a way to kind of beat or to challenge the Sunday scaries that creep up on all of us. And educators, no matter what your important role is in education, those Sunday scaries that turn over from Sunday afternoon to evening and then back to school on Monday, it's something that we all go through. It's something we wanted to address too, with just a sense of restoration and excitement and optimism, and just challenge those scaries if we can.
Oh, so fun. Thank you guys for being here. If I don't know you, which all of you I have so far, but welcome to the Teach Better family. Happy New Year. My name is Ray Heward. I am the CXO and co-owner of the Teach Better team, and I get to host this show with Brad Hughes and welcome in great guests like Andrea every single show. So we have a great time here. So excited to be with all of you. Happy 2023. As we get started, guys, I know that we're going to get into education conversation, celebrating our ambassadors. I really want to give a few spoilers if we can later the show, but I was thinking maybe we could just do a quick, how was the last 2 weeks? We haven't done the show for 2 weeks. We have a lot of friends in the comments. Can we do kind of an audit? How can it, maybe everybody can identify 2 of their favorite parts of the last 2 weeks, and then even in the comments, we'd love to hear from you. What were 2 highlights that you've had over the last few weeks? Not getting to hear from you. We can kind of all share our updates. Andrew, do you want to go first? How was the last 2 weeks for you? Share some updates.
Sure, it was great. Much different from last year. Unfortunately, last year we were supposed to go on vacation, and then we didn't have COVID, but we were exposed. So we did our part and stayed home. So it was a very subdued Christmas and holidays. So this year we kind of lived it up. Everybody was relatively healthy as it can be, having 2 little kids. Someone always has boogers or a cough. But for the most part, we were okay. We got to celebrate with all of our family, and then we were very lucky this year. Our friends who become family visited us from Florida. Usually we would be going down there, but some circumstances happened, so they came here. So I was actually hoping in Chicago we were going to have more snow because they've never gone sledding or played in it. When they landed, we had a little bit of leftover snow, so they kind of splashed around my deck with what was left, and then it melted. But we still did all the fun stuff, like going to look at Christmas lights. We went to Brookfield Zoo, which puts on an amazing light display, and just hung out and had dance parties in the family room. And it was just awesome. And then we got to culminate it with my birthday. So my birthday usually ends up falling, like right, like it's usually the day when we go back to school, which is kind of a downer. But this year it fell on, actually during winter break. So I have no complaints. We lived it up for sure.
I love it. I feel like you already highlighted how challenging it is to find just 2 highlights. Brad, I don't know how you're going to choose.
I didn't follow directions.
I know, but like I'm like, I don't even know my own 2. Thank goodness Brad's going to go first.
Well, like Andrea, just time to rest and relax, and just a gift of time to prioritize, the people and the things and the activities that we love the most. Time with family is always precious, and also just sort of unhurried time where we're not turning around every time a bell rings or a phone rings. It really is wonderful. We have an annual holiday celebration that we call Beige Day, and Beige Day celebrates a movie marathon of some kind and all kinds of beige food that goes into the air fryer or the oven on a repeated basis, like little appetizers, samosas and mozzarella sticks. And so there's sort of a constant hum of the oven or the air fryer, just making sure all these little crispy goodies are available while we have the movie marathon. So that we've had a Beige Day every holiday. Well, since our kids were little. Our kids are now 20 and 22, but they came around for Beige Day again. So that was wonderful to have a movie marathon and all those snacks as well.
I've never heard of this, Ray. Have you? I love this idea.
No, but I am such an unbelievable fan. I almost feel like we need to make this an official Teach Better Family holiday Beige Day.
Because I was thinking, like, a lot of really good foods are beige, like fries and mozzarella sticks.
And Andrea, I think we should take it a step further because, Brad Hughes didn't take it too far to the extreme. We need to all wear beige. I'm a huge neutral person. I'll wear beige, eat beige.
You're already doing it.
I love this. I am, Brad, this is what these moments make me realize I just want to be a part of your family every day because you guys do the coolest stuff.
That's so kind and so sweet. I would be delighted to kind of put together a Beige Day primer for our Teach Better family. And now we do have colored foods in the Beige Day. Like we'll have the carrot sticks and the celery and the peppers. Like we have a little bit of balance, but part of the fun is planning ahead at one of our favorite food outlets to make sure we've got all of the goodies to go in. And we try and do things in moderation. We want to make sure we've got enough beige for the whole day. And we had a wonderful time. So I'd be happy to fill everybody in on Beige Day so you can celebrate too with your loved ones.
Yeah, and I want to confirm, Brad, is this just whatever day it works best for your family, or is there an official day that just happens to be it?
Back in the day, Ray, we would either do it on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. And now as schedules become more and more complex with my adult kids, it's just a matter of whenever we can fit it in and get everyone together.
All right, friends. So we have a full year to identify the Teach Better, world global Beige Day. We just need to make a day. We need to promote it on all social. We need an email marketing plan. I'm excited for this, Brad. We're doing Beige Day.
Ray, the great news is our production assistants are already on the ball. They've already got the menu plan for the 2023 Beige Day. And our social media, as well as our graphics department, is going to be coming up with incredible menus of delicious appetizers that can be enjoyed by everybody in the Teach Better family.
Andrea, I know we're going to talk about ambassadors coming up here, but to confirm, do you think the 33 new ambassadors would be willing to support Beige Day? Do you think this is...
Oh, of course, especially looking at the comments right now, they are all in on it. And we have a Voxer group that's just for our ambassadors, and it's typically involving around food. So I know this is going to be another thread that I'm going to get started with them after I get out of this tonight, and just to see all the different types of foods we can add into Beige, maybe add some little spice to it too, because usually we're talking about desserts. And yeah, so Beige Day, I think, will be a good switch.
Well, and I like this, right? People that can help us promote our Teach Better group family right here, which has over 7.2 thousand educators in it. We have our Teach Better, the team, the internal team that makes everything operate day in, day out. We have our ambassadors, our mastermind members, guest bloggers, podcasters. We're getting everyone involved to help promote and celebrate Beige Day. Brad, see what one great highlight from your weekend creates?
I'm really grateful and excited that so many people are rallying behind Beige Day. This just in is a Beige Day parade has now been planned by the Teach Better team behind the scenes. So I'm not sure how Jeff Gargas and Chad Ostrowski pulled this off, but in the time we've been talking about Beige Day, they have a parade route. So let's make sure everyone can come out to the Beige Day parade.
Is it going to be international? Will it go from like the United States
to
Canada?
It's just a massive plane that will be flying over the entire area worldwide.
Neil Gupta is asking if donuts are beige. They absolutely are. My favorite are the Krispy Kreme, Neil, and they're definitely beige, and they are absolutely wonderful. So yeah, desserts are a part of Beige Day as well. So mini cheesecakes and little cannolis or little cream puffs. It really is just a celebration of beige awesomeness.
I will never look at beige food the same ever again.
Right? Because it's such a plain color usually, but like not with the food. It's home to really, really good food.
Brad, I don't know if you gave 2 highlights from your break so far, but I feel like Beige Day won the cake. Do you have one more that you wanted to share?
We went to a Disney animation immersive experience in Toronto. So Toronto was the world premiere of this art, like this moving art installation with Disney Animation celebrating 100 years of the Walt Disney Studios. And so if you can just imagine all of your Disney favorites, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Encanto, all of the animation, it surrounds you. I mean, all 4 walls, the ceiling, immersive music, light show. It was incredible. And people of all ages, I think ages 3 to 93 were at this show. So it was wonderful to celebrate Disney animation. I'm a huge animation fan, along with the music, and kind of got choked up a couple of times, right? It was really kind of an emotional and really truly immersive experience. So that was a real highlight for our family too.
Oh, it's so fun. See, all these highlights are so great. And I love reading them in the comments that people are sharing that they've enjoyed family time and reading and taking time for themselves. I think that has to be one of my highlights. I have another I want to bring up, but I will tell you one of the highlights from the last few weeks is finding a way to truly relax and disconnect. I'm not good at this. I have tried my best to practice this. I almost preach it more than I'm able to do it. And now that I feel like I've gotten some time to truly disconnect, I want to continue to help others find a way to do that, because it is not easy. But I will officially say, kind of knock on wood, but I really did disconnect and relax over the last 2 weeks, and it's been a blessing. I love it.
Ray, I can understand how that is maybe certainly not easy for you. Like, I know how involved you are behind the scenes on our Teach Better team through Basecamp and social media, email. Like, you're doing all of the things. And so I'm wondering how are you able to give yourself permission to do just what you described?
I don't know. I need to do more reflection, Brad, because here's the problem. And I think educators have this. We do love our job, and there's elements of our job that we don't like. And that's with every role. But even just like connecting with other educators, I think is something that is commonly found within this Teach Better family is we have a passion for the work we're doing. So we don't always have even an interest of disconnecting completely from it, because it is a huge part of our lives. And we kind of joke that like education is more of a lifestyle than a career path. And I truly think it's true. I think I have recently found some wonderful hobbies, some wonderful distractions that are just fully all encompassing and kind of taking me away from work on occasion. And I'm finding a passion for that as well. I think it's okay to disconnect. And gosh, I mean, people in our group like Lindsay Titus and other amazing educators like Neil Gupta in the comments, they've been preaching this forever. I just have never been good at it. So I guess I appreciate all of you giving me the time and space to take some time to relax this last few weeks.
How about another highlight from your holiday?
Oh, okay. I have a team one. Hold on. Wait. I just have to highlight the award that the Teach Better team got. So exciting. We went to Vegas to accept it right before break in case you missed it. And this is a leadership award that I was able to accept on behalf of all the work happening with the team. And it's just kind of like obnoxious and huge. And it's exciting for the team to get a global acknowledgement for the work being done. It's so exciting.
Great work. And that was you and Jeff and Joshua Stamper from our team that went to Vegas to to accept that award. And Ray, you also appeared on a panel as well.
I did. I was on a panel that was focused on failure, and then I did an interview following the award that hopefully will be coming out here in a few weeks that really just continues to highlight all the wonderful things that the team is doing and the goals we have for 2023. So lots of good stuff to come, but I feel like that's everybody's win. If you didn't have 2 highlights, consider this one of yours, because the ability to get recognized globally for the work being done with the team couldn't happen if we didn't have this incredible community making all these things come together. So super fun. So cool. As we transition here, I know we want to get into a lot of other conversations highlighting our ambassadors. I know we're just announced. We have some sneak peeks we'd like to do, and also maybe get into some education talk since, we can do that sometimes. So maybe we'll transition real quick and be right back. All right, we'll be back. Hey everyone, we are back with our Sunday weekly warm-up, streaming exclusive to our private Facebook group. Excited to talk shop with everyone here on Sunday, and hopefully you're catching this replay on Monday and sharing it with your friends and family who may not yet be a part of our private group, so that they can also listen in and learn about all the things going on in education. We have Andrea here with us as our guest, and of course, Brad Hughes is here hosting the show with me. We have so much good conversation to get into. Andrea, we highlighted your role early on in this conversation. I know you run the academy, and you're the reason that we have these incredible courses coming out all the time throughout the year over at teachbetteracademy.com. But can we highlight the ambassador program? Let's do some reflection here. Brad, do you know, you must know a lot about the ambassador program.
Ray, I'm a former Teach Better ambassador, so I remember the application process well, and also remember the excitement when I was invited to join that ambassador team. So what an incredible welcome to an incredible family. And Andrea, your passion and your commitment to growing the ambassador program really has hit an incredible milestone this year with the addition of over 30 new Teach Better ambassadors. Tell us more about that.
Of course. So the ambassador program is something that I developed with my partner in crime, Megan Hosey. It was an idea that we had pre-COVID that we kind of approached Ray and Jeff and Chad about, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, let's try something with that. Give us, like a proposal. So Megan and I were like, you want a proposal? You got one. And so we had like everything figured out, and we welcomed our first set of ambassadors in the summer of 2020, I think.
2020, yeah. But you guys took a year to develop it. That's what people don't know. You worked to develop it for an entire year before it even launched.
Yep. Yeah, we were kind of ready to do it right before COVID hit and put the brakes on it a little bit, and then kind of got back into it. And back then we opened up applications literally for one day. It wasn't even 24 hours. It was like 12 hours. So
okay, because we had a whole theory, and Brad, were you a part of this? Because it was a mess. I don't think you were with us yet.
No, because he was the second round. Yeah.
Yeah. But Andrea, literally, we were like, oh, we'll take like 20 educators. We want to make sure we do it really well. And our mindset was like, whenever we get 20, then we'll just close it. It won't be like a big deal. And then we got 20 within like 4 hours. And we were like,
Yeah, we got so many applications, so that we shut it down. I don't know if it was at like 8 p.m. or 10 p.m., whatever it was. And we were just kind of amazed because, again, this was new. So people were applying to be an ambassador, and we explained it, I guess, but like they literally were kind of blindly following us. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll join this group. So we call them our founding ambassadors because they literally helped us create the program that it currently is.
And I know that there's some shout outs in the comments. There are some current team members that started as ambassadors. Dave, Liv, Brad, Bree, I think that Amanda. So apparently we steal a lot of ambassadors, but they all went through at least one part of that program because Brad was you were part of the second group then that applied?
That's right.
Yeah, so that was summer 2020. Then March 2021, we brought in our second round, which is what Brad was a part of. And just kind of continue to grow the program even more. And now we just brought on 33 new ambassadors. We had the most applications that we have ever had. We left applications open for a month, almost a month, to give people, a lot of time. I mean, it was so overwhelming, and every single person was so deserving. So please, if you applied and you weren't accepted, please, please, please know that we wanted you.
Yeah.
But the part that makes the ambassador program so special is we like to keep it exclusive and like to keep it intimate. So we didn't want to take on 50 people in addition to the 50 people that we already had. So right now we're sitting at a little over 60 ambassadors.
And that's great, Andrea, because what our new ambassadors, the incoming group, doesn't know, and what a lot of people that haven't yet gotten to experience the program may not be aware of, is that you get partnered with a mentor. This is a really beautiful, intensive family. And it's such a bittersweet moment because we never ever want to say no, right? Our hope is that there's so many ways for people to get involved. They can each find their niche at any given time. But to really properly give your attention to these new ambassadors, to appropriately find right mentors for them, it would be impossible to be able to accept everyone. So it's so bittersweet, but I love that you emphasize the need to apply in the future, because it's absolutely will open again, and we're excited to continue to grow the program. But also, Andrea, you skipped over the fact that then in the summer of 2022, you and Megan led a huge overhaul of the program to make it even better for this new incoming group. And that had to do with a lot of our ambassadors coming together in a focus group and sharing their thoughts and opinions and views. And I just thought that was so wonderful, that, not to totally butter you up on screen, but you developed a program for over a year. You welcomed 60 people into the program. And then for 3 months, you asked those 60 people to tear it apart before you brought in new group. That is challenging, and something that teachers do all the time, but that's challenging.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. We've all been there, right? Where you create this amazing unit, this amazing grid, amazing lesson plan, and on paper, it is perfect. You're like, this is going to go amazing. And you go into the classroom and it flops, right? Not that our program flopped. I don't mean it like that. But on paper, things look different than they do in actuality. So yeah, there were some things that we had noticed that we thought could go better. And so we always say this program is made for ambassadors, and it's made by them. So who better to try to go in and see how we can fix things or make things even better, but the ambassadors themselves. So yeah, we talked about what were the strengths, what were our weaknesses, how could we fix it? And I can't be happier with the way everything is turning out now.
Well, and in a very teach better way, Andrea, we've made this mistake as a company a few times, where we kind of made a prediction of what we thought people would want. And we looked at other ambassador programs or other mentorship programs, and we said, okay, this exists, let's put that in. And this exists somewhere else, let's throw that in. We kind of made this huge stew of what we predicted a Teach Better ambassador would desire, right? And it was so interesting then, after kind of that theory of once you get to know your students, then they came to us and said, why does this doesn't fit us at all? Why would we have this? And, they kind of took each piece and said, this is what we want the program to really look like now that we've experienced this variety. I love when teachers are able to do the same concept, reflecting with their students, and picking out pieces that work and pieces that don't. But it's humbling. And I don't know, as an educator, I was always scared to do that. I don't know what your feelings were doing that with your crew in the focus group.
I think it's helpful, just like with your students, it's that relationship. There was no hostility or any anxiety, because I knew anything that they were saying or we were saying back was coming out of a place of love and out of a place of truly wanting to make things be the best that they can be. So when you have that connection with your students, offering yourself up to that feedback is a lot easier than, if you didn't have it. And we've kind of had that connection all along, where people would message us oh, did you ever think about doing this? So we would kind of have individual pieces of that reflection, and the focus group was a way to bring it all together. And that's actually how the part we didn't mention is we also developed leadership opportunities through the ambassador program. So there were things that Megan and I always did, and some of the ambassadors were like, hey, we can help you with that, or how about this? And we're like, yes, you can. So we have lead ambassadors. So they are educators who are in our ambassador program who decided to take on an extra leadership role, whether it is lead ambassador of our community connections or our professional development, because as ambassadors, we offer exclusive once a month PD that is via Zoom with amazing people from our speakers network and beyond. So we have ambassadors now who have taken that over. They reach out to our guest educators and kind of take it all through. So that's something Meg and I never thought we would have. And that spiraled from conversations with ambassadors.
Brad, how can we shift this? Obviously, you're an elementary principal. How can you challenge even your teachers now that you're heading back into school tomorrow to be comfortable with this process of reflection and getting feedback? I can only assume halfway through the year, this might be an appropriate January conversation with staff.
An ideal time, Ray, as you're welcoming people back into your classrooms and back into your buildings, no matter what your role is, maybe you're a classroom educator or maybe you're a school leader like myself, it's welcoming people back gently and welcoming people back with the intention that we want change and improvement to happen with each other. We want to limit the amount of change that happens to people, whether it's to students or to staff members or to community members. We want change to be occurring with others. And so as a classroom teacher, this is an ideal time for you to invite students to reflect on where they've come and the learning that they've accomplished, and maybe even as importantly, the connections and the relationships that they've developed with you in your classroom space, and ask them, how are you doing and how are you feeling about being back to school, and what are you looking forward to most, and how can we work together to really make sure that this classroom, this space, this learning environment, or for school leaders, that this school continues to be something that grows with the community members that are present. This is an ideal time to do that, and there's no wrong time to do it. And what Andrea is describing too, Ray, is an exciting opportunity, a cycle of continual reflection and then growth. And it doesn't have to make big change. It can be just small refinements or course corrections that really continue to improve the situation for everybody involved.
It's interesting whether it is students or when members of our community send us messages, which I always love. I feel like decisions that our audience is advocating for us to do are easier to be made than us with some great idea that our audience hasn't told us is a great idea. But it's funny when students or people come to us with kind of out of the box things that we can't really make happen. Like I asked my students one time what they wish our classroom looked like, and they were like, we want a huge DJ booth. And they had this like huge vision. And I was like, okay, first off, we don't have the space for that or the money, or there's 100 reasons why the answer is no. But taking that moment to backtrack and be like, but why is that desirable? Oh, they want opportunities to have ownership over the class. They want to have a leadership role, and they really like music. Well, I can do some of those things more in my classroom right off the bat because I know that's a desire. I feel like we saw some of that in the ambassador program, or even with some random messages we got. We're like, the Teach Better team should get a green Teach Better van and travel the world. And we're always like, okay, yeah, we wish. But why is that a desire? Oh, because people want to be brought together and meet people in real life. Well, we can create opportunities for that, so just little things of kind of digging into sometimes why you have that feedback and how you can make things possible, even when they're not possible.
Well, Ray, I think the Teach Better van and eventually the Teach Better Learjet, really, it's about bringing people together, but it's also because I think people are excited about and proud of the work that they're doing and contributing to as members of the Teach Better team and the Teach Better family. And Andrea, I'm wondering what you and Megan are hearing from ambassadors, either whether it was through their applications or through your conversation with them. What is exciting ambassadors about this opportunity to grow the team together?
I think it's just the connections. Like a lot of them, since we did just have the conference in October, a lot of people in their application put like, that's like seal the deal for me, right? Because it's when we used to do the Twitter chats or you're just connecting with people via the Facebook group, you see someone's little profile picture, right? And you make a comment on, a question that maybe they asked in our private Facebook group. But then being able to come and be together, they were like, that's what I want. Like, I want what happened at the conference, that feeling all the time. And that's what our ambassador group is. Like just in the time that I've been on here, like my Voxer, I just keep seeing my phone light up. It's just like the little things. Like somebody will say, it's not even about necessarily school. Someone will post a question like, oh, what are you doing when you go back to school tomorrow if it's the first day back from break? Other times it's like, what Netflix show are you watching right now? We had a whole feed based on that. So I think they're just excited for that connection to last all the time and not just a 2-day conference or not just someone's, comment on their Facebook group.
And Andrea, that Voxer group has just been blowing up since our new 33 ambassadors have been added. And I agree. I mean, there's great shop talk, but there's also great restorative and exciting and fun conversation just about getting to know each other's families and where in the world we're living and what the situation is like. Like it's that connection, and we know how protective and restorative relationships are. I mean, they're foundational to our happiness and success as educators and as people. So wow, what a way to bring people together in a variety of ways, whether it's here on the Sunday warm-up or through Voxer or the Facebook group. It's just rich with opportunities to connect and stay connected.
Well, and I think that's a great reminder also at January. It's the new year. Yes, the ambassador program is wonderful. We hope y'all choose to apply next year when applications reopen again. And if this wasn't the year that you chose to join or you weren't accepted this year, please remember that creating hubs and spaces for people to connect is a huge goal of the Teach Better team. So whether it be the ambassador program, our blogging group that gets together once a quarter, our mastermind that meets weekly, these live streams that happen twice every week, we create hubs for people to connect because it's not just about one person. It's about you connecting with a huge variety of educators to help us be better. So that might be maybe a goal internally for yourself, or just a quick reminder for those of you that are setting your intentions is that regardless of what group you're a part of, we would love to help you connect with others. And there's so many different ways to do that. Brad, I heard her mention the Teach Better conference. Did you hear that?
I did hear tell of the Teach Better conference. Teach Better 22, I believe, was in Akron, Ohio in October of last year, Ray. Teach Better 22.
I feel like if there was going to be a 2023 event where we could, in theory, hypothetically, come together with a lot of Teach Better Green,
right?
That this year it would be announced on this show. That would be my prediction.
Okay. Do you have a crystal ball there in your Illinois home office there?
Yeah, see, I'm drinking water out of a wine glass and I'm seeing it through the water that oh my gosh, twins!
I feel left out.
You're the same. Why are this is a good sign, guys? I have a feeling that people should continue to tune into this show.
Okay.
For some exclusive, interesting details.
Some yet to be revealed details that may or may not pertain to an opportunity to get together for a conference-like setting announced here on the Sunday Weekly Warm-Up. Okay, noted.
Yeah, and I'm feeling like it would be only a few weeks away.
Oh my goodness. Okay. We got to get our production assistants really, really prepared to just to jump in at any time.
But then again, Brad, I don't know if that would interest our community. So maybe we'll wait to see any green hearts if that's like what people would like or not. Because we could just like not tell anybody. And that would be okay too.
Andrea, I bet our ambassadors and I bet all of our Teach Better family would maybe be interested in an opportunity to, get together in person again.
Yeah, I think our ambassadors enjoyed meeting one another. I think they, were like, oh, it's pretty fun. I think maybe we could do that again.
Yeah. I also heard another rumor, and I'm not trying to spread gossip here, guys.
You're not? Okay.
I'm really not. But in the past, there's been a 12-hour live event. And I also think details of that could be really soon to come.
Oh my word. Wait. Okay. So first, there may or may not be some news about some kind of a conference setting. And
If
and
there,
now
if there was, though,
right
it would be on this show that
on
we
this
would
show,
talk
right?
about it.
And now this opportunity to learn together for 12 hours live with, I'm going to say, incredible guest speakers, wonderful panels, and a
Giveaways.
sprinkling of the usual shenanigans, for 12 hours. There may or may not be an announcement about that coming up soon.
I mean, I want a giveaway or two. So if you guys want a
Oh.
giveaway or two, you might want to keep your eyes peeled within the next 7 days for those details. Yeah.
The ambassadors are going to go crazy right now, like they already are. I can already see our Voxer group is going.
I was going to say, Andrew, am I going to be in trouble for all this? Because I cannot wait for the text. People are going to say.
No, they're gonna bother us. They always try to weasel information out, and I fold really easily. I usually Megan's the one that's like, no, you can't say this, but I usually am the one that folds. So they're gonna come after me. I know it.
We all need a Megan in our lives that like we're really close to spilling too much tea, and they're like, cut it out, Brad Hughes, cut it out, no more.
No, it's it gets to be a bit too much. I mean, we want to make sure that we're managing our energy and all of that excitement, all of that anticipation. I mean, it's just leaving me, breathless right now, Ray. So just gonna put a pin in it for now.
Well, I know we're going to wrap up this conversation, but I do want to remind everybody that the Sunday Weekly Warm-Up is a weekly show on Sundays exclusive to our Teach Better private group, which you can access at teachbettergroup.com. Just join. It's a free Facebook group, and it's every single Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I make sure to tune in. Our other live stream is on Wednesdays, bright and early at 7 a.m. Eastern, and that streams everywhere on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. So you guys have a lot of opportunities to keep up your live stream commenting as you get into your new year. You can add those live streams to your calendar and also subscribe to the Teach Better Team events calendar as well. We'll be right back with some weekly giggles. Hey friends, we are live for our Sunday Weekly Warm-Up, wrapping up the show. We had Andrea joining us this week, which was such a pleasure. And Andrea, I know you know this, but I love when Brad Hughes does the segment on Weekly Giggles. This is my favorite segment because Brad always has the best stories.
He really does. I can't wait to hear what he has for us today.
Oh, you guys are too kind. I mean, it's just about bringing some good news forward that maybe is going to brighten your day, or maybe it's something you can take forward to your colleagues or your classes. Just putting some smile, hope, and optimism into our week ahead. And this story is great news for planet Earth. I'm going to share my screen there, and this lets us know that as we turn the calendar page from 2022 to 2023, that here on planet Earth, 146 new species of animals and plants were added. And I'll make sure I pop the link into our chat stream, and you can see some beautiful, beautiful wildlife that have been discovered. And so often we necessarily focus on the species that are disappearing or that are endangered. And we're reminded that life continues to go on, and the variety of life and the variety of creatures, both great and small, continues to grow. And it hopefully is a reminder that, conservation can and should continue to be a priority. So if you share that link and share that information, that great news for 2023, that, incredible species on our Earth continue to live and thrive. And we want to have a determination to make sure that we continue to report this kind of a story every new year, Ray and Andrea.
I think that'd be really cool to bring to students. I don't know why this surprises me every year. I think you did the same thing last year, Brad. And I'm like, wow, I had no idea that we discovered that many new animals every single year. I mean, it's baffling. I would love to bring this to students and get their reactions.
Because it kind of goes, oh, sorry, go ahead, Brett.
No, go, Andrea, over to you.
And I was going to say, like you kind of briefly mentioned it, like we always are hearing about how, things are going extinct, and you kind of hear more of that negative part of it, where there is so much more positive. Yes, there are things we need to, handle and deal with, but there is so much new growth as well that we need to focus on too.
Andrea, I had a colleague observe that really there are few things that capture kids' imagination like animals and the natural world. And when we can bring stories like this to them to, really make connections between our personal and our local environments and environments outside of our communities, just to make sure that kids love to get behind causes, and they are eager to really demonstrate leadership and service wherever they are. So maybe there's an opportunity, as you discuss conservation, to see if there's an opportunity for students to collaborate and contribute to the well-being of animals or the environment. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just has to be, a commitment and making sure that kids have the opportunities to live the service they're craving to do.
So good. As we kind of wrap up our show here, Andrea, I'd love to make sure we can share your contact information to make sure that people connect with you and can reach out to you freely. Obviously, you have a Teach Better email, but social media as well. And any last pieces of advice you want to share with people as they get ready for their week?
And again, like you said, you can contact me at Andrea@teachbetter.com. There's my Twitter handle right there. I'm also on Facebook as Andrea Lynn, and Instagram. I had a classroom Instagram, Culturepreneur Crew, my students used to post on. So I need to get better at posting my own stuff on there. I miss my students doing it for me. But no, I am just so excited to be joining here today. And I am a little disappointed that I'm not going back to school tomorrow. I know we've been seeing in the comments and in our Boxer group, people talking about, being nervous about going back. I don't know. I was always excited because I always saw second semester as kind of like a fresh start. Speaking of the reflections, I used to always give my students a Google form evaluation right before winter break. And then I would take it to them when we came back that first day, okay, here's the top 5 things that you told us about. How are we going to fix that, or how are we going to change it? So I see it as a new beginning. So if you're going back to school tomorrow, if you already did this week, maybe you just had Institute, maybe you did have kids, just know that it's going to be okay. And it's 2023, and whatever happens, you are resilient, and it's a fresh start. We can do this.
So special. Brad, any final words for our crew here as we prepare? I know you're headed back to the classroom or to school tomorrow, and I know there's some, anxious feelings, but I appreciate, Andrea, you highlighting that excitement, because it is excitement too, right? To see our colleagues, to see our leadership teams, to see our students.
I think that nervousness happens because we care so deeply about what we do and with whom we do it. And so that's where I try and shift my focus, Ray and Andrea, is when the Sunday scares creep up for me, I try to focus on the reasons why I'm feeling them. And it all boils down to the people and the connections and the great community that I'm trying to serve and trying to grow along with everyone. So, just stick with the reasons that you continue to be in education, the kids, the learning, the opportunity for growth, and the personal growth as well. And that was wonderful advice, Andrea, to remind yourself that things have a way of becoming the way they're going to become, and we're in it together. And this is what Teach Better team and Teach Better family is all about, is whether it's a Voxer group, an opportunity to get together on Sunday nights, we are in it together, and we're here for each other no matter what.
Friends, thank you so much for joining the show. Sunday weekly warm-up every single week. I do want to give a special reminder that while there are so many ways to get involved in the Teach Better team, if you yourself just need some TLC, some personal time, our team does that all the time. This weekend alone, 2 hours ago, I met with an educator. We worked on some instructional lesson planning. On Saturday, I had coffee with an educator in our network. We just met at a local coffee shop and talked shop. We talked about mental health. We talked about classroom struggles. We talked about leadership struggles. If you just need a listening ear, please know that the team is here for you, whether it's myself or anyone else a part of our team. We do that very frequently. You won't be the first one that asked us for a virtual coffee or some private, Zoom coaching to talk shop and talk through an idea. So please don't forget, it's a new year and we are still here to support you. We hope you all have an absolutely wonderful week ahead, and we hope to hear from you. We will see you live on Wednesday morning for our Wednesday Wake Up. Bye, guys.